Hello there, my name is Mary Rose and I'm the FloraPulse plant scientist. And today I want to walk you through some of the key features of your FloraPulse dashboard. So when you install the systems, you'll send us site names and site coordinates and we can get you onboarded. And when you sign in, this is what your dashboard will look like. So you have the title up here, we have the date ranges over here, which you can change by clicking on this arrow. And you can select quick ranges. I'd like to view the last 7 days, or you can set a custom range by clicking the start date. So select the date and time and end date, and then click accept. And you'll be able to view the date range. So for the graphs themselves, we plot both the midday stem water potential and the 24/7 water potential. This down here is a stress range legend for your reference. So this is color coded according to what the midday value is showing. So I'm going to start with the 24/7 chart real quick. So this is the real-time readings of the sensors themselves. And you can see this sinusoidal pattern is indicating how the tree is responding throughout the day. So for instance, on May 11th, at the end of the night, in the early morning, the tree is at its wettest point in the day. So around 7 a.m., it's minus 2.3 bars. But then throughout the day, it's getting drier and drier until around midday, 4 p.m., which it reads minus 6.6 bars. And then it will recover throughout the night. So real-time readings are here. You can shift this bar down here to change what days you're looking at. But this is what this is showing. So, like I said, on May 11th, the midday was minus 6.6, but as you can see, P2 is reading minus 6.5. So these are really close. But for the midday plot here, we take the lowest value between the two sensors. So if it was P2 that was reading minus 6.7, then we would take that as the midday instead. And we do this because we found that it correlates best with the pressure chamber. So, like I said, May 11th, you can read the midday as minus 6.6 bars. And you can check all of these points by hovering over them. All right. So the other variable that we pay attention to when charting the midday is the baseline stem water potential. Baseline is calculated with local weather data, which is why we asked for the site coordinates. And this is essentially a metric of if your tree was fully irrigated given that day's weather, what its water potential would be. So the baseline for May 11th is calculated as minus 4.1 bars. And we take the difference between the baseline and the observed midday to get the stress range. So this green bar here, this light green that's underneath the darker green is the recommended level for that time of year. So if we're up here in this gray bar, we see it's spring growth here in California, and then it'll provide a recommendation on whether or not you need to irrigate given the difference between baseline and midday. Okay, so you can also view the raw data if you so choose. So I'm going to come in here underneath, and this window pops up, and I can uncheck baseline relative, and this will show me the raw midday values and the blue line being baseline. And so you can see how baseline changes every single day depending on that day's weather. You can also take out any of the stress ranges or the recommendation level or the baseline itself if that's easier for you to view. So play around with it and decide what works best for you. But those are all the features. The very last, or not the last, but the other important thing that you can view here is the irrigation. So we now include pressure switches in every single FloraPulse subscription. So that allows you to see how much time you irrigated for. So here on May 11th, the grower irrigated for 7.8 hours. And it's helpful to see here because then we know if the tree is recovering to the extent that we maybe would want to see it or vice versa. All right. Now last on this midday chart is you can add manual pressure bomb measurements. So if I hover over this bottom corner, this little box pops up and it has the dates. So let's say that I took a pressure bomb measurement on May 11th. So I can hit the calendar and select May 11th, and I'll input the midday value that the pressure chamber gave me. So I'm going to put -6 and I'm going to click add, and then that value will pop up as a little star. So if you plan on still taking pressure bomb measurements, you can input them into your FloraPulse dashboard and see the trends together. If I made a mistake and I inputted the wrong day or something, I can go back here and select the day with the measurement, with the wrong measurement. And instead of putting anything here, I'm just going to press add while it's blank, and the pressure bomb point will be removed. If anything is slow to load, you can try hard refreshing the page or come in here and hit clear cache, and this will help things pop up. But other than that, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to email us at admin@FloraPulse. But those are the general features. Thank you for watching.